My friends, I want to start off with something. Were you going to say something? I'm sorry. All right. I want you to start off with something. This just happened right this second. And I went and I put this story online for you. And I want you to listen to this and pay attention to this specifically, greatly, drastically. I want you to listen to this story before we get to anything. There is a French senatorial hopeful. Her name is Juliette Ducolson. Notice how good my French is. Juliette Ducolson. And she says enhancing her looks is more likely to boost her party's cause of supporting Europe and the environment. You have got to see this story. And it's yet bigger than most things, I'm telling you, because people will not understand it. They will see the original story and they'll miss why it's important. A French hopeful, she edited her picture and looks completely different. There's catfishing and all that other kind of jazz. This is going to be this story. This is going to be the issue that will absolutely confound more people in terms of its complexity, but will be missed entirely by virtue of what AI, AGI, transhumanism, and this new idea of I'm going to change everything. I'm changing my gender. I'm changing where I'm from. I'm changing what I look like. I'm changing my age. I'm changing my race. I'm going to do Rachel Dolezal. Why must the picture that I put up of me reflect what I look like to you? This is, I promise you, you're not going to see this on Fox. No, I mean, you will, or you might see it on one of the others. We'll get to this in a moment. But this is the story where we need to have philosophers, we need to have professors, we need to have intellectuals, we need to have people from the political world, historical, to come forward and to ask and to discuss when the manipulation of a look is so drastic that it doesn't represent the person anymore. Years ago, people hid the fact that FDR was paralyzed and had leg irons. They talked about that forever. They talked about the manipulation of theoretically the story of, Lincoln with his beard. And then this. You are going to have an AI, AGI candidate one day, a candidate who does not exist. You are going to have, listen to what I'm saying, a candidate who does not exist. And what I'm telling you right now, you will not see for 5 seconds with any of the depth, with any of the just sheer love of the complexity of this that we have before us right now. Does that make any sense to you? I love when something is so deep, like a Mandelbrot fractal, where there's no end to this, where you can keep going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and there's no end to it. And it's just, I love this stuff. Must you look like you are? Why can't I put a picture of when I was a child? Remember when Trayvon Martin, do you remember, or Martin, as they say? Nobody says Martin or Martin. It's Martin. There's no T. It's left. For some reason, and I don't know why, we pronounce things like this. Younger people, Martin. highfalutin, little Italy, that kind of stuff. I do not understand. I do not understand these things, but I nonetheless bring these things up. Now, let me just say this specifically, and this is important. If you really want to enjoy, this idea, let me just stop right there because this happened literally. And by the way, correct people, maybe your children, do not use the word literally gratuitously. Do not use the word literally almost like people underline words. I literally died when I saw. No, you didn't. I literally. It's everywhere. Everybody. I literally. My eyes literally bugged out. No, they didn't. Yes, they literally. Okay, whenever you say. Okay, let me move on. Let me get into this story right now. I want you to understand that I am going to include you. I am not a member of the club. I spend most of my time saying, I am not interested in any of this. I look, I watch, I peruse, I go through the various news stories, and I say to you, I am not interested in any of what I'm seeing. Do you understand what I am saying? I cannot say this enough. I am I don't fit in here in these in this world that we live in. I do not fit in here. And I was watching something the other day, last night as a matter of fact. I was watching something which was so interesting to me. So interesting. It was something from a news show. A news show. And what did they speak of? What was it? Tell me what it was they spoke of. Let me tell you what they spoke of. You ready for this? They spoke of making fun of Joe Biden. This was considered yet again the storyline. I'm going to get to some stuff. This was it. In this very popular cable news program, they couldn't get enough of laughing at Joe Biden. That's it. That's it. Laughing at Joe Biden. Do you understand what I am saying? They laughed at Joe Biden. That's the thing that was news. Now let me tell you something. We're going to go through a few things today. Just a couple of things. Let me just warn you of a couple of things. Number one, if you are of a sensitive, a little trigger warning. If you are of a sensitive person, please go elsewhere. You're not going to like it. If you are a prototypical Fox News, Newsmax, Turning Point, Breitbart, whoever these people are, you're going to hate this. You're going to hate this. I want this man, this person, Donald Trump, to win the election, but for reasons that have nothing to do with what you believe in. This man is chemotherapy. This man is radiation. He is the petard. He is the bomb that will destroy the critical railroad line, the bridge. He will destroy the level of destruction that we are on by virtue of this shadow government trajectory. He is fraught with problems, but he is the only person that is available. That is it. It doesn't get any, it doesn't, it's not, there's no depth to this. So if that bothers you, I'm sorry. So please like this video. I can't explain this to you. I want you to tell your friends, you got to watch this guy and listen. Because believe me when I tell you this, there are some people who think that I'm actually in support of the Democratic Party because I have such respect for the level of contamination that they have. It's like I have respect for the CCP in China by virtue of how they can manipulate propaganda like nobody. I mean, I marvel at this. I don't want to move there. I don't like them, but I respect how they do that. So believe me, this is not your usual, and this is why these shows. I'm not a member of the club, and will never be. That's number one. Number two, let's talk about our sponsors. First and foremost, you recognize something, and this is why the people from My Patriot Supply understand something. You do not run away from the notion of complete and total terror, a decomposition of order. You understand this. You've always understood this. You've been called everything from a conspiracist to a conspirator to a lunatic to a tinfoil hat, whatever it is. This is what you have always been. You've been laughed at by virtue of this. Laughed at. So when somebody comes along and says, listen, these fires are very suspicious. You understand. This atmospheric spraying, you understand. This official story as to this particular calamity is under suspicion. You understand it. You have a propensity, a predilection, a predisposition towards understanding that which is presented to you is more often than not a lie. Do you hear what I'm saying? A lie. So when I tell you, and I have told you before, that when the signal is given for the next level of societal freakout, either as a distraction, deliberate, or the necessary reaction to some type of calamity. But when food shortages kick in, you're going to freak out. And everybody is going to freak. And these sick, rancid, fetid ghouls from the shadow government are going to watch in delight as they look at this store closed and these. There's nothing scarier than when you've seen this before, when you see things off the shelves. Like, wait a minute. When you see paper goods, Mrs. L can walk into her store. She can say what's up in price, what's down, what's available, what's not. This is going to happen. Listen to what I'm saying. And you won't be arguing, well, I wonder if the reason that is given for these food shortages makes sense. I don't know why. But if 1 week goes by, you are going to panic, and kids are going to panic, and then they're going to get bored, and you're going to say, I didn't take this seriously. And then you're going to say, what's open? And then the TV shows, your local TV, you're going to say, we're at Kroger's, we're at King Soopers, we're at Acme, we're at Whole Foods. And the crowds, the lines, Costco's, people waiting to get in. Once that happens and that panic sets in, that's exactly what they want. It's going to happen. You are 1-2 deliveries away from, that's it, from nothing. And when I say everything that has a turnover, not everything in a store is there. You'd be surprised. Most things go through a regular, turnover. But in terms of the perishables, the usual stuff, water, milk, they always. So go to preparewithlionel.com and save $200 off a 3-month emergency food kit. This is not a trinket. This is not something we're talking about. Like, and if you want, you can get the 2-pack for. No. This is life and death stuff. This is as serious as it gets. Emergency food. Preparewithlionel.com. Start off with this. Save $200 off a 3-month emergency food kit. And I am telling you, you will one day, we will meet. And when this happens, not if, but when, because especially right before the election, when things get messy, when things need to be changed, when it's like, oh, you're getting too fat and happy. Oh, you think you're ready to change direction? Well, not so fast. And by the way, one more thing. When I destroy something, I come in to save it. We can do the Hegelian stuff all the time about the problem, reaction, solution, and thesis, antithesis, and synthesis, and all that. But more importantly, I create a problem and then I fix it. And then I'm the hero. Not that I've implemented some kind of draconian response, but I'm the hero. I come in and I fix it. Okay. You got that? Preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. And one more thing. On a lighter note, dear friends, My Pillow, the great folks at My Pillow have a deal for you. Put in promo code Lionel and get a free gift. And right now there are deals and specials on a more lighthearted style, still nonetheless important. And this is a Patriot company, a great group of people with some of the finest products available. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. That's all I'm going to say. All right? Okay. Now, let me go through a couple of things here. We also have our dear friend who said, White Monkey says, even when they disrespected the man they used to respect the office, now they do neither. Operation complete. Indeed, sir. Could not say it even better. It's the degradation of the office. But let me also tell you something, Mr. Monkey, if I could. Number one, not to be highfalutin about this, but I'm going to tell you. There is a movement, and we've seen it for a while, and it's called the soft coup. It is called an attack against Article 2. Article 2 is the presidency. Article 1 is the Congress. Article 2 is the executive. Article 3 are the courts. And what many people have said years ago and still believe, that Watergate was a full frontal attack against the presidency. That it was against the presidency, and it was designed to disrupt the power of the presidency. Now, during the Cheney administration, there was a move to reverse that by virtue of the unitary executive. Because this wonderful equilateral triangle, the separation of powers, they've always been kind of at odds with each other. And theoretically, there was always a preference towards Article 1 and legislative. You still have these little internecine battles. Article 3, first time we saw that one was Marbury against Madison, and then the Pentagon Papers. So very astute of you to notice it's beyond just merely a disrespecting of the office, but an attempt by each of the angles, so to speak, to go after the other. All right. Now, let me explain something to you. Lauren Boebert, why are we seeing the attack of the trailer trash losers? Why are we seeing these horny? Why are we seeing this? Why this Christy Noam, MTG, leaving their husbands, doing this? Why are we seeing all this stuff? And by the way, Lauren Boebert, low rent, she's gone. Kiss her goodbye. Do you hear me? Kiss her goodbye. She is a joke. She is a child. She destroys our beloved Second Amendment issues with her silly thing about wanting to pack heat, open carry on the floor of this. I mean, I'm tired of this. What is with this? She's with this Joe Biden entitlement. I'm going to raise all kinds of hell. She just barely won her position. She should be spending every moment of her day going out and reaching out at veterans offices or reading to the blind or doing something. You know, one time we were out, this vaping business. We were out one time. I'll never forget this. Mrs. Ellen and I were with somebody. I'm not going to mention her name. But there's a group of people who were there. And lo and behold, Excuse me. It was two of us, and we took this woman out to lunch. She was a whatever. Again, nameless. And we took her to this place and whatever. And all of a sudden, she pulls out this. She's vaping at the table. She's vaping. Now, I looked at Mrs. Allen and said, "What do I do here?" First of all, that smell is weird. It smells like soap or something. I don't even know what the hell the word is, but it smells like soap. It's weird, and she's doing it. And basically, this is our place, and we kind of know these people, and luckily nobody saw. But I thought, what is this? And again, it's this weird, this kind of a hubristic kind of a thing. Like I can do what I want to say. No, you can't do what you want. I don't understand what's happening here. And next, what are we doing here? Why are we having all of these? You see, let me explain something to you. Please don't take this the wrong way. Conservatives are full of, they have these things where they pretend. And by the way, the woke left, they don't have, they're nothing there. It's like if I hold a bottle of air. Let me show you what it is. It's the bottle for Mrs. Martin. It's a bottle of air. They're nothing. There's no. I'm going to break into Broken Arrow by Robbie Robertson. Who's going to bring you a broken arrow? Who's going to bring you a bottle of rain? Well, here's a bottle of air. That's what they are. They don't really stand for anything. But the Republicans, these CPAC types, oh, they're into this stuff. I'm into Jesus. I'm into this. I'm into that. And they are the biggest hypocrites you've ever met in your life. Like an expression, like a three-peggered goat. I mean, these people have the morals of, and what is it? They're going through middle-aged crazies. Christy, no, they don't like this. Corey Lewandowski, whether it's true or not. You've got this one. Well, I was going through a marriage. I'm going crazy. What is it? It's trailer trash. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I know you think she's great. She'll never make big time. She'll never be president. She's too rough, too coarse. She says some good stuff. And Matt Gaetz, he says some good things, but he's too creepy. What is going on here? Where are the adults? What's happening? And that hurts you. That hurts you in your cause. Like these weirdos, these CPAC folks, they sit around. Have you met these ones? My favorite is the Christian mom. I'm a mom. I'm a sexy mom. You can't believe I'm a mom, can you? Look at me. Hey, y'all. Hey, how you doing? It's kind of like Paula Jones meets Paula Dean meets, I don't know what they want to call it, but I'm a Christian. Here's my cross. When I'm a CPAC, and I love to watch my Newsmax and my Fox News, and I love my Jesus, I love my God, and Trump the God, and MAGA this, and the flag. I said, you are the biggest bunch of phonies I've ever met in my life. Have you ever met this one? How about the group of folks? There's a group of, you're going to love this. There's a group of gay. They used to call them gay, but nobody says gay anymore. And they used to be lesbian. Nobody calls them lesbian anymore. But there was a few who all of a sudden are saying, hey, can I get into this conservative thing? Yeah, sure. And you were, oh yeah, I'm a lesbian. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not. I'm not. I'm a Christian mom. I'm into God and Jesus and the Bible. And okay, well, I'm into God and the Bible and guns and whatever it happened to be gay. Yeah. But just as you understand something, you better understand something here. I'm hot. I'm the hot one. You understand that? Okay, that's fine. Just so that you understand that. Okay? Okay? I don't know where this is coming from, but that is your thing. Let me ask you something. Do you see that on the left? Anybody? Do you see that on the left? Do you? Do you see this on the left? I don't know who they are. Who are these people? On the left, they're kind of unified in a weird way. You don't have this. See, then you have these other folks who are, oh my, we're being run by children. This group of people, they have their heads so far up beyond the cecum at this point, they don't know what's going on anymore. They're into this, I don't know, this la-la land where their whole, and listen to me carefully, their whole world is TV. That's their world, cable news. They watch TV. Did you see Trump on? No, I didn't see. What does that have to do with it? Did you hear what happened? Did you hear what Lavrov said about who? Did you hear what Lavrov said about the BRICS? Who's that? Putin. No, I don't want to. But I've watched Greg Kelly. Well, that's good. I appreciate that. This is where we are today. This is where we are. And by the way, to be fair, the left, they watch CNN, Morning Joe. This is where you get your marching orders. But let me tell you the difference between these two. Those people are going to go house to house. You know what the right's going to do? Nothing. They're going to watch TV. They're going to go to CPAC. Now let me explain something to you. See, this is why nobody likes this. They get very upset when I say this, and I understand this. They get very, very upset. The message of the right is a discombobulated, mean girls kind of it's trolling. It's trolling at best. Now, a couple of things I'm watching. Number one, did you see AOC booed? Okay, AOC was appeared. She was at the Roosevelt Hotel, and she was booed. Okay, what do you think? What do you think the left does with that one? What do you think they did? What do you think they did with that? And when I ask people this, they don't know what I'm talking about. Look at the way they reacted. Well, let me tell you what the right did. Okay, what the right did is, if you watch any of the gut bucket, see. The right has become, and I use this word left and right, I'm sorry, it's very loose of me to do this, but the right has become kind of the gray gut bucket, smart ass, trolling. We're smart, we're American, they're trash, they're stupid, they're whatever it is. Okay, fine. We're better than they are. They're fine, okay. Said Harris Faulkner, kind of I'm better than you. And by the way, the left has that Christie or the Caitlin Collins kind of weird, dyspeptic, constipated look of moral superior. So they have that as well. But I'm giving you two ideas. Both sides think they're superior. The difference is that the left will turn out votes. But to make a long story short, AOC shows up. She gets booed. Okay, she gets booed, and they yell at her, and that's it. Okay, great. Now, what happens is the left will say, "You stand up for your rights, girl. Good for you. Stand up for our rights. Stand up for these people. Stand up for these." They have this weird kind of a halcyon idea about how they're trying to seek the American dreams, but the right wingers are keeping them from what, I don't know what it is. But anyway, but that's what they do. And they stick together. And what's interesting is that they don't speak ill of each other. AOC got a little bit out of line with Nancy Pelosi, and they reeled her in like you cannot believe it. They pulled her in, and she stopped that immediately. They are unified. They are unified. What about the right wing? Well, you got MTG. She wants to be the big shot. Boebert, she's a lunatic. She's the hee-haw set. You got Matt Gaetz, who looks like either Beavis and or Butthead. I don't know which one it is. I am not sure. He's just a smart ass. What he says is pretty good, but he's just a sniveling smart ass. But they're over there, and they're going against Kevin McCarthy, the Speaker of the House. And the Democrats are saying, you would have never seen that. You would have never seen that. If they did this, if you dared to challenge Nancy Pelosi, the leadership would pay you a call and say, you will never get a penny from us. You will never get any support. You will never be in any way. So you are through if you do this. Do we make ourselves clear? You will be a grease spot. You will not exist. Do you understand that? That's what the left does. That's what the Democrats do. On the right, it's you've got this also. Think about this panoply of even subject matter. You've got just in terms of the commentary, you got the Bannons and you got you got National Review, which is very good, but it's kind of a little balanced. You've got Breitbart, which is over here. And by the way, nobody reads this stuff because people are all TV. They're all TV. Everything is TV or video. I should say video. The idea of reading is a joke. People, it's all video. All video. Period. You understand this? All video. And what you are doing is what you're seeing is such a low rent, kind of a simple, because having minor little snippets that merely acknowledge and reinforce what you already believe in. Okay? Let me just say that to you. Go back to what I said. The Democrats stick together. They don't have variations. You got Bannon's over here. You got this lunatic you've got. And you can go through all of them. Go through everybody on the right wing, and these weird, like Bill Maher trying to, he's having, Russell Brand, they're coming after him. Joe Rogan, he's over there. You got these kind of, I'm not really sure. But the left, they're unified. They've got one message. That's it. I mean, you can, they're like all for one and one for all. It's incredible. By the way, a little side note. In a way, this is what Joe Rogan's doing. No, I mean, Bill Maher. There is a move right now to destroy the labor unions. There was a, and it goes all the way back to UAW, all the way down. And everybody hates unions. The left theoretically likes them, well, until it affects their beloved broadcast medium. But what they're going to do is this. Bill Maher is going to be taking this Drew Barrymore theory, and Bill Maher is going to say, listen, I don't need writers. I'm a comedy writer. I do a lot of stuff ad lib. I don't really need these people. So I'm going to put all my money, I'm going to keep all my money that I would be giving to writers. I'm not going to be a scab. I'm not going to be crossing the picket line because I'm just going to get rid of writers. I don't need writers anymore. I don't need them. I don't care for them. I don't need them. And it's a weird take on this. It's like, wow, watch what happens. Next, let me ask you this. Who's responsible for declining sales of automobiles? What do we do with this? What did Trump say? Trump said, you better get it ready because all this stuff is going to China. You watch what happens. And you can turn and you can blame Joe Biden for that. Now, this is interesting because you would think the left, which has always been connected umbilically to the notion of unions and labor, would be more concerned with this. What do you think is going to happen with that one? Where is that going? How is this being played? How is this being played? Now, let me try this again. Americans have no idea about elections. Nothing. They don't know anything about them. They don't know anything. Sports fans do. Sports fans, for example, don't care anything about preseason. It's a game. They keep score, but it's preseason. It doesn't count. What counts? Playoffs, this team, next week, wild card. They know everything. Do you know anything about conventions and superdelegates and delegates? How many people do you think still know the Electoral College? How many people do you think don't know that? Ranking voting, don't do that. That's coming up. You ready for that? They're planning on this one. You see, this is where we are right now. This is where we are. Let me stop. Ranking voting is something which they have been pushing for years. The Democrats are going to be going after a couple of things here. They want to make D.C. the newest state. They want to destroy the filibuster. They want to pack the court. And they want to do all this stuff, and they want to make a permanent democratic society. And nobody's talking about it. What are they talking about? They're talking about Hunter. Or, a little bit about Hunter, but about Joe Biden walking into furniture. I saw the other day, a dear friend of mine is on TV, and he spent the whole time making jokes about Biden. We've already known this. The thing I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends, is that the right wing, the conservatives, whoever these people are, the Republicans, they don't understand politics. They don't know when they don't understand it. They want to get these airbrush, Botox, bimbets, and these other fools to go on and give great soundbite to merely to reinforce and to fortify that which you already believe. I don't have time for this. And you ready for some good news? Here's the good news. The good news, it's not good news. It's bad news. This guy's going to lose. Unless, but you're not interested in the unless. So he's going to lose. You can prevent that, but America's the right, they're not interested in the unless. They're not interested. They're not interested in this. The left is. That's all they care about. That's all they care about. They are one, they are united. Like you can't believe how good they are. They are united in this. Now, what did they do? They dumped Kamala. When they give you the heave ho, that's it. And once they do it, that's it. It's done. You know, some people like Mike Pence, some people. Trump couldn't even coordinate that. When they give you the heave ho, they give you the heave ho. That is it. That is the end of it. You're done. You're finished. This is the most important, the most critical news, and the most critical stuff for me to tell you. Okay. I promise you, and I mean this with all my heart. I mean this. You have got to understand that this is so brutal. And by the way, this is the link for my private channel. This is so brutal. We are at the end of the trajectory. We have children running the show who don't understand shite about anything. Not politically, nothing. I saw something the other night and I told myself, I said, turn this off. I can't stand it. It was the We Love Trump news network. Oh, he's great. Hey, did you see Trump with Megyn Kelly? What does that do? It was great. Megyn Kelly asked Trump whether he'd pardon himself, and Trump really slammed her. He what? He slammed her. What does that mean? What does that mean, slamming? I don't know, but everybody wants you to slam people. They slam. Who saw it? I don't know. What good did it do? Well, what do you mean, what good did it do? What good did it do? Why is he talking to Megyn Kelly? Why is he talking about his case? Why is Trump Why are you talking about your case? Why aren't you instead talking about a worldview? Why aren't you giving the world and everybody, especially the undecided voter, an idea of what you're going to be doing for them? You never do this. Because, if I didn't know better, I don't think he wants to win. I just think he likes to run and raise all kinds of money with all these CPAC things and his Trump PAC and pack this and pack. He's a businessman. He says, this is great. If I win, I can make money. That's a good point. I'm doing great. How are we doing there, Donnie Jr.? Wow. Why do I want to do? Wow. I want to do this. Yeah. I don't know. This is good. I kind of like this. We're making it. Wow. What are you telling me? When are you going to start running for office? When are you going to start running? When? See, nobody's interested in this. They're not, they don't care about this stuff. And I've also, by the way, I started off with a story about this woman who's running for, this French woman. This is something which goes to the notion of our society, our civilization. It is so deep, so monumentally deep. What AI and AGI, I gave up. Americans do not understand it. Nobody is talking about it. Nobody on any of the premium shows, nothing. If you want to go into the world today, if you want to go in right now into this world of political commentary, you better stick with some really simple things and some really simple idea about how Trump is great or Trump is bad, and that's about it. But let me tell you the bottom line. And you got to listen to what I'm saying, and you're going to, I know I'm wasting my time. This comes down to nothing but, this comes down to nothing but the world of well, let me go back a little bit. Let me go back. Years ago, I love this story about how Enrico Fermi and others were dealing with this, and Szilard and others met with FDR, and they wanted very much to tell him that we have to work on the bomb, and he had to understand the bomb and understand quantum physics and this and that. And you had Niels Bohr, and you had Einstein, and all of these brilliant people, and there was a time when Einstein, or as Sabina Hassenfelder says, Einstein, that when he came, he was it. And then Stephen Hawking, to an extent, was popular only, I think, because of the fact he was on The Simpsons or whatever it was. Okay. That's gone. We're right now in the middle of the most important, existential, transcendental advancement involving AGI and AI that is bigger than anything you could ever imagine. It will have implications as to every level, and it's not even touched because it's not comprehended. They don't see this. It's like when Fermi had to explain to people what the idea of splitting the atom means. Nobody knew, but they learned quick. They had some kind of there was a different kind of a world. We don't have that. It's the biggest story. The biggest story right now that's going on is still regarding Russia and Ukraine. And I'm telling you, we've got the UN coming up. This is the last ditch. Get very scared. This is what something happens. Let me tell you something. I want you to listen to me. You better find out the first question you ever ask, if there's any event you're going to, ask yourself this question. Is there a drill going on today? What? Is there a drill going on? I'm here at the UN, and well, it's funny you say that. There are about 10 drills going on. Yes. Now, today? And what are those drills? Well, hostage to, oh no. Oh, no, 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 no. No. A drill goes hot like that. That's the oldest. Do you remember how many drills there were on UN, on 9/11? I don't want to go there. Do you remember that? On my private channel, you can discuss that. You know how this thing works, right? You see, sometimes there are folks who have these crazy ideas about, they think they know what's going on, and others don't. Do you see what I'm saying? There is something so scary, so frightening. And I say this, there's something so frightening about what is going on, and nobody's talking about this. But yet, I guarantee you what they're talking about. By the way, there is a private channel again. So let me try it again. I don't want to bore you with things that really kind of matters, but the Hunter indictment, I told you that. Remember what I told you yesterday? Remember what I told you? When you talk to your friends, why is a Hunter indictment so important? What's the most important and most salient? They're charging you with possession. They're charging you with possession in addition to merely lying. Okay. Andy McCarthy has a great article. He calls it lying and trying. It's when you lie to you try to get something and they say, well, this is very rarely prosecuted. No, he possessed a firearm. That's number one. Christy Noam, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does any of this mean? What does this mean? Let me ask you something else while we're on it, because I know people don't like this, but I'm going to tell you nonetheless. What is the, did you see Joan Collins, of all things, Joan Collins came up with this story about she had an abortion. Did you see this? Joan Collins. Joan Collins abortion. She brings up that she's like 98 years old. Joan Collins, frightening and traumatic day I aborted my baby after getting pregnant by Warren Beatty. Why is she bringing this up now? What does she know? She's 90, whatever. Why do you think? Oh, by the way, Sam Bankman-Fried is laying out an insanity defense. You see this? He wrote a 250-page memo blasting ex-girlfriend for the FTX collapse and used Katy Perry and Rihanna videos to defend himself. He's playing lunatic. Sicilian flu, baby. Okay, let me ask you a question very quickly. Why do you think Joan Collins is doing this? Two reasons. Number one, of course, she's trying to rekindle whatever's left of her career. She wants the attention. Why? Abortion is going to be important. What is the official? Let me ask you something. What is the official the official position of the Democratic Party, or excuse me, the Republican Party regarding abortion? Very quickly, answer my question. What is the official reaction? What is the official reaction? Tell me. Tell me. What do you recommend? What is Trump's position going to do? Pro-choice, pro-life. What's it going to be? Very quickly. What's it going to be? State decide. Okay, but that may not be whatever. But what if the state decides against it? You think he's going to be? You think Trump's going to be pro-life? If Trump is pro-life, he's through. He's done. He's finished. You know that, right? Well, what are you going to do about it? Is Trump crafting no position? Someone said no, but how do you take no position? No. Pro-life exceptions? No. How does he explain this? He's not talking about it, is he? Sidestep? Ain't going to sidestep it. He's too busy talking to Megyn Kelly. He's got to lay out his position right now. Do it now. Test it now. Get people used to it. It's important for him to be able to say his position now so that they can start getting used to it. And he can kind of immune him. So he can say, this is what I've been saying the whole time. What is he going to do when he goes to those CPAC hypocrites? And he goes to these folks and he says, I'm not going to have a ban. We're not going to ban abortion in this country. We're not going to do it. We're just not going to do it. Now, if the states want to do it, listen, that's their business. That's not me. But if you think you're going to win today in this country, banning abortion, no way. You're done. Whether you like it or not. I think drugs should be legal. Always have. I'd never say that if I was running for office. Never. Even though I believe that. You see what I'm talking about? We're too busy talking about this nonsense. It has nothing to do with anything. Trump and this and this and this and whatever it is. All I know is in next year, you're going to see a Democratic Party so organized it's going to make your head spin. That's all I'm going to tell you. Now, I need a big favor from you, and I told you this before. I want you to go right now to Mrs. L's channel. Mrs. L has the most important, the most critical, the most critical stuff you have ever seen regarding children. This is the link right now. I have seen the biggest bunch of jadruls who do not understand child trafficking. I do not understand it. They love to use the word pedophile. That's their thing. That's it, because they think it's sexy, or I don't know. It's disgusting. But that's not it. Do you know why people traffic? Because of the money. Do you know why drug people traffic? Because of the money. Because they're drug addicts? No, because of the money. Do you know why people rape? Because of heterosexuality? No. No. What are you talking about? Do you know why people traffic in rhino horns and because they're anti-conversation? No, because of the money. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Watch anybody who does this stuff. It's like we've created this pedophile troops, and they love the. I think they're paid by the word. It's like you're missing the point. That's not what we're talking about. There are people who want to market in children, not because they're pedophiles, but because there's money. Reduce it. I don't know. So anyway, so this is her. This is her channel. I want everybody today, every single person today, everybody, everyone, without exception, to follow her immediately. That's what I ask. And also, I want to make sure you see the latest video and also pass this on to your friends. And do me a favor. It's very critical that you like this and all that stuff. And the reason why is simply this. We need a new conservative movement, if that's what you want to call it. That's my link right there. I don't care I don't have time for this. I don't want to go on these stupid shows and talk about the same nonsense all over again. It's nice. I want to go and I want to win. I want to win this thing. I want to win. And I want Trump. And the reason why I understand something, the reason why Trump is important is that Trump is chemotherapy. Trump can destroy these people. Trump can go in and absolutely devastate this horrible cabal, this shadow government, leftist, whatever it is. It's critical that he does that. He's the only one who can do it. Why? Because he's brash enough, stupid enough, bullish enough, and he has huge elephantine brass balls. He can do this. Nobody else can do it. Nobody can do it. And I want to believe that he wants to win. But if he keeps futzing around by talking to Megyn Kelly, I'm going to ask myself, I think he might just want to do this to raise money. Maybe he wants to be the perpetual candidate, or maybe he wants to be the eminence grise. I don't know. But this is not the way to be doing this, period. We need a new party, and I don't want to call it conservative. I don't want to, sure as hell don't want to call it Republican. I don't know what we are, but we're like mercenaries, like political mercenaries. We go in and we say, in order for the country to do well, this side has to fail. This side has to win. They're not perfect. And once they win, we say, great. Our goal is not to promote them, but to stop them. Let me say this again. I do not want to promote the Republicans. I want to stop the Democrats. You got that? Let me say it one more time. I don't want to promote Republicans. I'm not a Republican. I don't care about them. I'll deal with them later. I got to stop these people. It's like a controlled fire or something. That is it. And if you want to just continue watching these shows, that's okay. Enjoy. You don't have to. I can't force you into this. But if you're very serious about what's going on, you got to understand that you've got to expand your level of knowledge. You have to research, and you have to know what's going on in the world. And it's not about these little stupid things. And when something happens, understand the real reason. When AOC is booed, the real message is look how they stick behind her. When they drop Kamala Harris, why is the message? Look how fast they're getting ready. And I told you this before. It's the California mafia. It's the Gettys. It's the Gettys and the Pelosi's and the Newsoms. They're coming in. They're making way. This is a new shape shifting. And let me also tell you something again. I want you to look at me. If they don't want Trump to win, they'll stop this. And let me also tell you something which may really frost you. Trump may have been allowed to win in 2016. He may not have won. He may have been allowed to win. They may have wanted him more than Hillary. They may have realized, you know what, with him in charge, we can do a lot more damage because he can drive people more crazy. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that. He may have been allowed to win. And this drives people nuts because the Republicans are a bunch of spineless, wimpy, and you're never going to hear anybody about this. Certainly not on Fox and certainly not on Newsmax because of the Dominion scare. They don't ever want to talk about it. It's the 800-pound elephant in the room. It's it. My God. Elephant is an interesting pun. It's incredible. And they never talk about votes. They're so spooked by Dominion, I guess. They never talk about it. So that's it. So follow Mrs. L. Make sure you remember our great and our glorious and our wonderful folks. Remember our friends at mypillow.com. Use promo code Lionel and get a free gift. God bless them. And right now, my friends, you want to talk about psyops, you want to talk about Hegelian dynamics and Hegelian disasters and upcoming distraction scenarios, there is going to be a food catastrophe. That's why you've got to go to preparewithlionel.com, save $200 off a 3-month emergency food kit order. This is not an if. This is not a maybe. This is a when. It's guaranteed going to happen. And you know that. So act now and start storing up. Constantly. Think of this as an insurance policy. Get ready. The 25-year shelf life, you got nothing to worry about. All right, friends, see you tonight, 7 p.m. And thank you so much to our benefactor today, White Monkey. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Have a great and glorious day. See you tonight, 7 p.m. And don't forget, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you.